Imagine in your mind, it's just like your best friend, the person you're most attracted to, the person that you want to be around the most, just so happens to be your cousin.
That's when you put the brakes on and back away.
What's good, YouTube? Welcome back to Grimm. Today we're meeting with a couple of, let's say, very interesting people that are in love, you know, very cute. Why are they interesting, you might ask? Well, I haven't decided my title or thumbnail before making this yet, so it might give it away, but no spoilers, okay? Just trust me, keep watching until the end because this is messed up, bruh. Without further ado, let's meet this couple, shall we?
In Eagle Mountain, Utah, Angie and Michael went searching for love and found each other almost right away.
So you might be thinking to yourself, wait, these people look familiar. But you know, it's hard to put your finger on it sometimes because you've seen people, you know, it's just, you see a lot of people throughout your day, all right? But I bet some of you actually thought I was judging them based on their kissing practices, like, dude, chill out on the tongue. You're drowning this poor woman in saliva right now. But no, their messed up kissing technique is not the problem I have with them. It's one of them, but not the main one. See, I recognize these two because I've actually made a video on them before. Look, they were on Dr. Phil because their entire family was trying to split them up and separate them as a couple. Notice how I didn't say plural like families? Well, that's because they share a family and are actually first cousins. So yeah, hold back your gagging real quick. And with that in mind, get on your yee-yee hats because we're heading to Alabama zone right now. Let's cringe together at these married cousins, shall we?
We've known each other all our lives. We've been each other's first crushes, first kisses, and we happen to be first cousins.
Wow, it's like they rehearsed that whole scenario and line. I bet they have to say that every time they hang out with someone or meet someone that doesn't quite know that they're cousins. I mean, it does seem like they're a normal couple at first glance, but then they drop this poem on you real quick, and you know, that bombshell is dropped, and you find out they're first cousins, and you have no choice but to be left thinking, whoa, pump the brakes here. I did not sign up for this. All right, let's please not hang out anymore. Because as much as I want to say, love is love, I don't think that that is applicable here, dude. No kid deserves to be born with 14 toes or a third eye, and they're going to have that if they have kids. Look, that gene pool is entirely too small. It's not even a normal sized gene pool at this point. It's like a wading pool, you know, where there's only enough water to dip your feet in. Your feet with like 11 toes. Anyways, I feel bad for whoever they give birth to. That kid is going to have a rough time in school if anyone finds out, which they probably will, with how much they're parading themselves around on all these YouTube channels.
Their strong connection began when they were just kids.
We're like in second grade, like 7, 8 years old, and we immediately clicked.
That is so creepy, dude. Your cousins are supposed to be your homies, if anything. Like, all my cousins are super cool with me and we hang out and stuff, but I don't think any cousins should click right away, as he just said. That is just weird, bruh. You can find me playing COD with my cousins. That's about as much interaction as I want with them. This is just too far, man. I don't like that they are showing pictures of them as kids either. That just steps up the weirdness factor even more. And they're so used to explaining this really weird and messed up dating situation to other people that it's almost like they've become totally desensitized to it. They're just like, yeah, well, I mean, we started at a young age. We just clicked. You know, at those family barbecues, she used to hold my hand when we ate dinner. It was really love at first sight. Yup. Like, dude, stop right there, please, bro. My eyes and ears can only handle so much cringe.
And we're like best friends. We were slow dancing in the closet. We got caught kissing.
I got pulled aside by my parents and they said, "What's going on?"
That is just so wrong on so many levels, bro. Talk about a headache for the family, too. They're over here trying to keep these two separate because they can't keep their hands off of each other every time they meet, and that's just like bringing unwanted energy to the family get-togethers. It's really just not cool at all.
And we felt like from then on we were kind of kept apart. And it felt unfair. It felt a little bit like Romeo and Juliet, except instead of these warring families, it's the same family.
Yeah, if Shakespeare was into some weird stuff, he might have written that play more like this scenario, but he didn't, alright? So I'm gonna need you to stop comparing your weird, probably illegal in most states relationship to one of the most famous love stories of all time, alright? I get that you're happy and in love, but we don't need that comparison right now. It's really making me uncomfortable.
9 months ago, we saw each other for the first time in 10 years, and just fireworks. It felt like we picked up where we left off.
So apparently these two were separated for like a decade. You know, maybe sometime in their teenage years, their spark died and they lost contact. But wouldn't you know it, their paths crossed again. Actually, that's not even that surprising. It's a pretty common thing to happen when you're first cousins. Like, obviously, you're gonna cross paths every time you see your family, but regardless, their fire was lit once again, and after 10 years, according to her, it's just like old times. AKA super creepy and weird. I'm not even gonna hide my judgment on this one. This is just weird, bruh.
Reunited once more, the canoodling cousins then had the dilemma of how to tell the family.
The infamous Polaroid.
Yeah, that's the biggest issue that they gotta deal with. Like, how can they show the world their relationship? Literally everyone is going to know that they're cousins and judge them. Plus, if they have the same last name, that would be hilarious. I mean, they don't even need to get married at that point. People will just automatically assume that they were a married couple, and you know, that's why they have the same last name. You know, people won't right away just guess that they're cousins, because you should be locked up in an insane asylum if you think that's a normal thing to be happening.
So they posted this photo on the family Facebook page, leaving no question they were way into each other.
Well, I guess that's one way to do it. These two are straight up taking the weirdest pictures. I'm not even sure if I'm going to show this one because I'd love to be able to have ads in this video, but it's basically another shot of them kissing with about 200% too much tongue action. Like, both of them need to chill out. Their kisses are on slug mode right now, bro. Get that slimy stuff out of here. You're not Young Thug, alright? But yeah, they took the Polaroid and posted it to their family Facebook page to announce that they are officially dating. And you know what, family? We don't care that we're cousins. We're dating is basically what they said, which is also weird. I feel like that's a super Midwestern thing to have a family Facebook page. I don't know why, but maybe your guys' families have Facebook pages. Mine isn't that high tech, so we don't, and most of them hate each other.
First cousin Kathy has become their nemesis.
She's the biggest hater in our family.
Ah, a new challenger has arrived. Their other first cousin is definitely like the rest of us and not on board with this, so she has become enemy number one. We gotta take her out, guys. Wouldn't that be hilarious though if she's secretly sad that he chose the other cousin and she was into him as well, and that's why she's trying to break them up? But I honestly don't think that's the case here, guys. Really, she might just be a normal person that has a problem with this relationship at its core, because it's pretty creepy and weird to say the least.
And I'd really like to talk to her face to face to figure out, like, why all this hatred? No one else is as hateful as you. Where's it coming from?
It's coming from her not wanting a second cousin that has weird deformities and looks like he could be a character on The Hills Have Eyes. Because if these two have a kid, he will have all sorts of messed up, alright? This kid's coming out of the womb looking like Chunk from the Goonies. Also, I understand about 70% of my audience doesn't get that reference, but do yourself a favor and go watch that movie. It's one of the best ever made. Alright, enough movie geeking. Back to this really, really distorted version of Romeo and Juliet. Wait. See, even now I'm comparing it to Shakespeare. That needs to stop right now. I need this video to end so I can forget these two people exist, alright? I'm kind of getting Stockholm Syndrome here.
So guys, real quick, I have a super fast challenge that only takes 5 seconds to complete. So if you can leave a like and subscribe within the next 5 seconds, you'll get 10 years of amazing luck. Just give it a try, it really works.
And now they're going to get their chance, as Kathy's agreed to meet on home turf in Wyoming.
Ooh, so apparently these two are choosing to fly out to Wyoming to speak with this third cousin that's in the mix, and she's obviously their biggest hater and enemy number one, and they're gonna try to convert her to their ways and show them why they should be in love. What would really be baller is if this whole thing is just one massive sting operation, and that cousin has a SWAT team ready to bust down through the door as soon as they walk in. Since I think it's legal for them to be married in their home state, I remember them talking on the Dr. Phil show, saying that they moved there specifically so that they could marry, but I'm pretty sure Wyoming has it as still being illegal, which it should be. And if she pulled that move, it would be the ultimate way to separate them. I would give her a round of applause. But, you know, now that I think about it, they'd still probably be kiting each other notes in the prison somehow, so they would still make it work. You know, their relationship is just too strong at this point.
The person that you want to be around the most just so happens to be your cousin.
That's when you put the brakes on and back away.
See, I like Kathy's view on it. I don't care how perfect you feel like you are for each other. That just ain't right, alright? I'm sounding like old boomers on Facebook talking about other marital issues, but trust me, I'm cool with anyone being with who they want to be with. But when it's in the same family is when it crosses the line and when it's pretty messed up, though, in my opinion. Great meme material, though, I will give them that. This guy is passionate, you know, I'll give him one thing there. I mean, if they make themselves happy, then maybe... No, wait, they're cousins, bro. I can't let this man's fiery passion for this woman brainwash me and distract me from the fact that they are indeed related, and very closely related at that. This is not cool, and I bet Kathy is just flabbergasted at how they're able to justify this in their heads. They're having to do some pretty big mental gymnastics to get through this, and if you have to do that to explain why you're in love with someone, maybe you shouldn't be in love. That's just my opinion. This whole situation's pretty messed up.
I have a cousin, as well as you guys. I think she's beautiful. I don't want to
Well, Kathy is out here spilling the beans about thinking her cousin is good looking, but she knows where to draw the line, alright? And it's good she has a normal brain that helps her distinguish family from possible romantic partners. And I mean, these two just do not have that function in their brain at all, so they're just out here playing tongue tag on camera despite having the same grandparents. All in all, I really hope they don't have kids, dude. I really can't stress that enough. I don't know if I've made that clear in this recording so far, but yes, they should not do that. In fact, I don't think they should date at all. So that's about enough of these two. I really don't think Kathy was able to get through to them, since nobody else in their family has before her, and I think they're pretty set in their ways. You know, they're brainwashed into thinking this is a perfect Romeo and Juliet-esque love right here. But let me know what you think of this weird relationship down in the comments below. Hopefully you guys are as grossed out about it as I am. As always, I'll see you guys in the next one, and until then, peace out.